Previously on the Ardougne Xtreme OneChunk, we trained up our thieving to level 55, stealing from stores, pickpocketing and kicking down people's doors. We also trained up our combat by killing 4,000 rats, and gained some of our best in slots by providing the economy with a little boost and killing some zombies. And now, hello everyone and welcome back to episode 2. This time round we're going to finish off the thieving and cooking grinds, get our final best in slot from the Paladins, and then we can roll a new chunk. So we're going to start off the grind today by cooking all this rat meat up. 3,800, shouldn't take us too long hopefully. Cook all this lovely rat meat up. And the first level coming in already. The first level should be a lot easier to get through, hopefully be quite quick. And then start cooking the other thousands we've got. And that is level 10 from our first inventory. Red berry pies. So there's not many things we can actually cook in this chunk. It is mainly, well, it's just the meat up until we get to the level 50 cakes, chocolate cakes. So we just keep going at this, all the way to 50. 15 cooking. Can now cook trout. Not that I think we'll ever need to. I don't think anyone's cooked this much rat in the whole game, so maybe I'll be a first for something. That'd be nice. It has also very much occurred to me that I shouldn't be running around with all this armour on because it's just going to slow me down. So, back to our rough look for the rest of the cook. 25 cooking. Stews, salmons and fruit batters. Oh my god, 25. That means we're already halfway there. That barely took any time at all. So I am starting to think I might have got too many rats as a buffer, seeing as I've perfectly cooked an inventory at level 25, but more rats dead is more good. 34 cooking, garden pie and a wizard's mind bomb, but more importantly, we are now no longer going to burn this delicious, delicious rat meat. That is 40 cooking, now cook cakes and lobsters. I think I'm going to take a little break from cooking now, just to bash out some of the thieving grind, put a little dent in that, because we've got quite a long way to go with that one. So I tried doing an inventory of rat meat for thieving the nights, and it just was not cutting it, so we're going to hop from this stall that night and back again to level up our thieving. So I realised I didn't actually talk about this spot, this night spot. Now it's very easy spot because I don't have any room for the coin pouch. So you get the knight trapped here. He moves between these two blocks here, and you can literally just click away at him and get smacked about a bunch. But this means it's a relatively chill grind, if a little long one, all the way up to 80 thieving. And with that pickpocket, that is 56 thieving, so one level thieving has got us a nice round 10,000 coins. I think going up to 80 thieving, I've got to do around 21,500 pickpockets, which puts us at about £1 mil, so that'll be a nice bit of money for us to sort of just have in the bank for the future chunks. 60 thieving. It is quite funny. I've seen quite a few people doing this pickpocketing, and every single one of them is dressed just a million times better than I am. Got people in rogues outfits, I've seen a couple of graceful outfits, and then there's me in my rags. Well, this is what happens when you don't pay attention while you are pickpocketing. There goes the hardcore. Did not last very long, but god fucking damn it. I cannot believe I died like that.
Stupid death, stupid death.
Right, now I'm getting my stuff back. I think it's probably time that I focus on doing something else. Pretty embarrassing to die in episode 2. Stop closing the door, I want to go outside. This will be one of those fun stories when I'm at episode, 30, travelled half the map. People will be like, oh, do you remember when you were in hardcore? Nope. Don't remember it at all. Didn't happen. So, if we could all collectively forget that I was a hardcore, just a normal Iron Man. Thank you all. Now, this is much safer. Don't have any risk while cooking here, apart from, you know, the karmic risk of killing so many rats and cooking them, or the threat of Remy. You know, he's probably going to get me. But, you know, apart from that, so much safer. 45 cooking. Can cook meat pizzas and swordfish. Hell yeah. And that is 10 fishing from another Evil Bob random event. Fishing for herring, and that is a little bit closer to our goal of 15. And with that final bit of meat cooked, level 50. Can now cook chocolate cakes. Yes, we can, and that is exactly what we're going to do. Unfortunately, in this chunk you can't actually cook them from scratch, so we do have to do a little bit of cheating. We buy one of those, and we buy one of those, and we don't eat it because could definitely see that happening. We combine them.
Finally, some good fucking food.
30 XP, and that is that task completed. So that means our cooking grind is now officially over. I definitely killed way too many rats for it, but again, I don't think that'll be a problem. Always useful to have some in the bank if we need any more cooking XP. And now we have to focus on my nemesis, the Knights of Ardougne. Let's hope they don't kill me again, but realistically, they very well might. 65 thieving. $13 thieving from the random events, and right after that is 70 thieving. Pickpocket paladins. I'm just going to stick with the knights, even though I can do the paladins. The success rate on these guys is a lot easier, so it'll still be a lot faster, even against the paladins. I will pickpocket a paladin just to, you know, say I've done it, and it gives us 2 chaos runes, which is pretty good, and however many coins. I'm actually doing really well. I think they've got like a 40%. Ah, there it is. As I say, they've got like a 40% chance of hitting you. That gives us, I think it's 80 coins each, but the chaos runes are a nice little bonus as well. But no, back to the knights. So we're going to take a quick break from thieving in order to try getting our best in slot from these paladins. They're probably going to be way too tough for me to take on at the moment, so I have got my cakes. Just to make sure we don't get completely obliterated, but we're going to give them a go, and hopefully get some best in slots. I mean, we are currently not hitting them like at all, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. So, finally taken down. Literally took a whole inventory of cake, 48 coins and some bones. So if we need to do that at least, you know, 130 more times, definitely going to need to boost the stats a little, because that was incredibly difficult and annoying. So instead of paladins, going to train on guards for a while. I think they're probably going to be a lot easier to kill, and they've got a decent amount of like rune and arrow drops, so we're just going to train on these guys for the foreseeable future, get our combat skills up until we're ready to take on the paladins again, because we certainly are not ready at the moment. While we do this little combat grind, get our combat level up, let's talk about the chunks that we can unlock in the first roll. So chunk 1, here's the Ardougne farm chunk. So as the name suggests, that will involve a lot of farming. I think the required level is 85 in order to plant a pick Torstol for an elite diary task. So it's going to be the second elite diary task on the account already. Haven't even done any medium or hards, but second elite straight away. We've also got a small bit of cooking to do in order to get level 60, which you use to cook a curry, because you can grow potatoes on the farm chunk. And then also we can start training our magic as we get access to mind runes, so we'll be training up to level 55 to start high alching our rarer drops. Chunk 2 got his Witch Haven. We can't really explore the quests that take place here, or look into like any of the sea slug stuff really. But that doesn't mean we can't explore the dungeon, and that is where our tasks lie. And they are some tough ones. We've got just collection log slots, like the long and curved bones from ogres, which is like a 5,000 kills if we stay on drop rate, and the 1 in 32,000 drop from hellhounds, which is the smouldering stone, which, you know, if we don't get any new weaponry, is going to be incredibly difficult. I mean, Paladins are tough enough, let alone Hellhounds. South here we've got the Tower of Life and the Necromancer Tower, which is where most of the tasks are. We've got runes and best in slots from the Necromancers here, so again, like the farm chunk, we can start mage training. We've also got to kill a bunch of imps in order to get wool for a crafting grind, and flour and water to cook some pita bread from the imps as well. And I think it's 43 crafting and 58 cooking for this chunk. Fourth chunk here we've got is the Ardougne Castle, and I think this is the chunk I personally want the most. We've got melee gear improvements, we can train magic, and we've got some lower level grinds as well. I think the biggest level is 65 fletching for diamond bolt tips, but it's a nice varied chunk with all sorts to do here. So with most chunk accounts that would be it, but thanks to Captain Barnaby we've got 2 other chunks, so you can take us across the sea to the North Brimhaven chunk, which is basically free, a couple of easy tasks like raking the farm patch. Unfortunately it does put us right next to the 99 agility at the agility arena, which would be an incredibly long grind so soon, but you know, that's what this is for. And the final chunk is Remington, which is just killing imps for the same goals as the Tower of Life chunk really, which, you know, killing imps is easy, but it's very long. I think that grind's going to be around 16,000 kills if we are on drop rate, but you know, that's a lot of imps. So we just got a medium clue from guards. South of Slayer Tower. That is absolutely miles away. Accidentally close the map, it's not what we want to do. Yeah, I don't see us going here anytime soon, so we're going to drop this one. I can't do any medium clues in this chunk, but there's probably some in the surrounding area, so we'll search for a better one. And we are already at level 15 fishing, so when we get to fishing trawler we can now actually gain XP from that. So in theory the fishing sort of mini grind is done. We'll still do the events if we get them, but we don't have to actually worry about them anymore. So this clue scroll is actually in one of our potential chunks. Just here. So we're going to keep this one, at least until the chunk roll, and then see what we get with it. And hopefully, you know, it'll get us on our way to gaining some more clues and getting some actual proper rewards from them. Okay, so we've trained up our combat stats a little bit than the other guards. I think we've got literally every single drop from them. So we've got all the seeds from them, got some runes, a lot of body talismans, and all the sort of ammunition. So I think we're just gonna sort of bite the bullet and try and take on the paladins. I mean, we've got 45 attack and strength, so hopefully it'll be a bit easier. I mean, honestly, the real problem is just my gear. It's very lacking, so I don't know how much the stats are actually going to help when I've got terrible gear like this. So we're going to get some cakes and try and take on the paladins properly. Well, that was even harder than the first time round. I used even more cake. So, you know, gear might be a lot of it, but maybe stats are something as well. So let's keep training up a little bit more. With that hit, that gets us to 50 defense, and that gives us 62 combat. So we're at base 50s now in our melee stats, and now we're at level 62. We are now the same level as the paladins. So we've been having attacking them a couple of times. We've got a couple of iron bars from them, not all that much. But now that we're actually at level 62, I think we're ready to start focusing them down and actually make them our priority instead of training on guards. And that is our first best in slot drop from these paladins. We are so mismatched, it is unbelievable, but now we have the steel full helm. And hopefully that's going to boost our defences enough to make this rest of this grind a little bit easier. I think we're about 30 paladins down at the moment, so we're doing pretty well drop rate wise. But yeah, we're just going to keep going. Get the steel weaponry next. And just like that, we have got our steel sword. We have been absolutely spooned for this grind. I think, I don't know, can we check. So we've gone 55 Paladin kills. The drop rate for the sword is 1 in 64, and for the helmet it's 1 in 128. So we have been absolutely spooned for this one. So that means that the only thing we need to do in this chunk now is thieving. Everything else is done. The best in slot has been finally achieved. But that does mean we have to say goodbye to our very trusty iron mace. You know, still best in slot for prayer, but no more. It's gotten us through rats and zombies and guards and paladins, and now we say goodbye.
I will remember you.
75 thieving. So we're currently at level 78 thieving, but we're just gonna quickly bank because we've made our first million, gang. We are well on our way to becoming RuneScape's like 7,000th richest person. It's probably way more than that. It's not a lot, but it's ours. So with this lamp we put in Hunter, and that now takes us to level 2. So still a long way to go. Still need 17 for the baby implings and Puro. But, you know, it's the first baby step, as it were. And with these final pickpockets, that is 80 thieving. Can now pickpocket from heroes, which is what we are going to do straight away. No messing about. So we can finally complete the final task of this chunk. Only 21,000 nights later, and now we can go for the hero first try. Go on, I believe. That's what I get for believing. And so, come on, we're going to long take this. We're going to be here as long as it takes to get the pickpocket on the hero. Come on. This is what you get. This is what I get for trying to do it live. There we go. Elite task in the Ardougne area. And that means that this chunk is officially over. So, let's go to the chunk picker and roll our first ever chunk. So here we are on the chunk picker. I spoke a bit earlier in the video about, you know, what each chunk does. So I think we're just going to roll with it. And we pick chunk, and it is going to do a special way, very fancy way. And that is the Tower of Life. Okay, so if we have a look at the chunk tasks over here. So we have got baking pita bread, cutting a diamond, we can finally train our magic, some Zamorak bottoms, Zamorak top, blue wizard hat, staff of fire, and that is it. So hopefully it shouldn't take us too long. I'll have a look at see how we unlock each of those, and then we can start getting to it. And so as we run to the edge of our known chunk, we can now enter this brand new chunk. We've unlocked those two as potentials, but now this chunk is all ours. And that's where we're going to end this episode. Thank you all very much for watching. Next episode we're going to explore the new chunk, see what challenges it has to offer, and start with whatever grinds we've got. I'm very excited to see what this new chunk has to offer after over 4 days in the first chunk. So it's nice to be free, nice to finally escape the city for a little bit. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you all again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.